You're watching this video because you want to become a funded trader. More specifically, you want to become a funded trader as fast as possible. But unfortunately, the cold, hard reality and truth is 2024 is almost over. You're going to be watching this in what I think will be September, meaning there's only a handful of months left for you to put your foot on the gas. Or before you know it, you're going to be waking up January 1st, 2025. That's crazy to say. Still in the same position that you are today, and we don't want that to happen. And I think that starting in September, starting right now, it's actually the very best time of the year, the very best time in 2024 to take a challenge and to become a funded trader. And I'm going to explain exactly why I think that is and how you can finally get some momentum to get there before the end of the year. First off, let's talk about prop firms specifically and the prop firm industry. 2024 has been absolutely wild. Things started getting wild all the way back in January, and there has been a whole bunch of whirlwinds and crazy events, from many of the biggest firms in the industry shutting down, to firms no longer being able to offer MetaTrader, to all kinds of just crazy stuff. But as we approach the end of the summer and we move towards the fall, things have really started to quiet down. I think things are stabilizing, at least for many firms. I think they're stabilizing. There's always going to be some firms, especially newer firms, that just, they don't get the ball rolling, and there's always issues. However, as a whole, as a broad overview, I do think that things are stabilizing and things are looking very good for both firms and for traders. Number two, I think there's going to be some tremendous trading opportunities as we move towards December, as we move towards the end of the year. If you have been trying to take a challenge this summer, unfortunately, as we typically see, the market can be very quiet, very boring, and there's very few opportunities. Now, there have been some exciting movements this summer, but this later half of August has been an absolute snooze fest. It has been so boring, and if the market's not moving, no matter how good of a trader you are, there's not going to be any opportunities. You're not going to be able to trade, and you're not going to be able to pass. But I think this is going to shift as we move towards the end of the year, and in fact, I think we're going to see even more volatility, more movement, and more excitement than we normally would see in any given year. There's a few reasons for that. Number one, and most importantly, is the U.S. presidential election that is taking place in November. Now, this is going to be a huge event for the market. Now, the market hasn't yet moved or reacted to any kinds of policy statements from both Trump and Harris, so the market is not really paying attention that closely yet to polls or policies or statements, but I think that's going to change as we get closer. The market's going to get more sensitive to events, to polls, to what's going to happen. And it's also going to start focusing more on policy and which candidate will be better specifically for the economy. I believe, at least if 2016 is any indication, and 2020 as well, that the market, the stock market specifically, will look more favorably to Donald Trump in terms of what he would do for the economy, all of the tax cuts that he introduced during when he took office in 2016. It's very good for the economy, very good for corporations, and so that could be bullish for the stock market. I'm not saying that if Harris is elected or if she's doing well in the polls, that will be negative for the market, but then again, she has spoken about introducing, capital gains on potential gains, unrealized gains, which is just absolutely insane, but we won't get into that. But the main point of this is, in order to take a prop firm challenge and to pass, you need volatility, you need market movements, and you need there to be trading opportunities. So to quickly recap, we've got the prop firm industry stabilizing. Things are looking good. We have the election, which is going to bring some trading opportunities. Now, the most important fundamental event that we're going to have that is going to provide trading opportunities is and are rate cuts and rate cut expectations. Now, it's expected that the first rate cut that will be introduced by the Federal Reserve will be in September, but the question is, how aggressive is the Fed going to be, and what is already priced in? These are the two most important questions that traders need to be asking themselves. How many rate cuts are there going to be? How aggressive are they going to be? And what is already priced in? Now, if we do see a lot of rate cuts, if the Fed pivots to be dovish, I think that's going to be bad for the US dollar. The US dollar will be weaker, but again, that could be good for the stock market. We need to align our trading with that. So we need to do our research. We need to develop our fundamental idea, aka I am bullish or bearish on this pair for X, Y, and Z reason, and then we can align our trading with that. Now, connecting all of these together, the election, interest rates, there is always historically the classic December gold bull run. Now, it doesn't always take place in December. Sometimes we can see a lot of movement or positioning in November, but come year end, there is usually a bullish move in gold. I think the best trader to follow for this would be Seb from the FX Cartel. I took their course years ago. He's a really transparent trader. He's really, really great. And every year he highlights what he's doing. The reality is, if you're not yet funded, you need to swallow the cold, hard truth that you're doing something not necessarily wrong. It could be wrong, but you're not necessarily doing what needs to be done in order to get funded. I failed as a trader for 4 years, and I didn't want to swallow this pill. I didn't want to swallow the reality that I was doing something wrong, that a change needed to take place. So I hope that this video can give you an opportunity to just remove yourself from the microscopic and have a more macro view. Say to yourself, okay, what's going on? I have 3-4 months left in the year. There's going to be some trading opportunities due to these fundamental events that are taking place. How can I position myself? How can I take a trade within these challenge accounts to profit from them and to get that funded account? These are the questions that you need to be asking yourself, and I really think that this is the best opportunity of the year to take a challenge, to pass, and to get funded. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.